Hey there, everyone. This is Eric Richards from SpringsHousesOnline.com. So I'm going to take you through these monthly reports that PPAR puts out for us. And I shortened this video up a lot because I ditched one of the charts that I wasn't getting much use from, to be perfectly honest. So we're going to make this nice and short and consume a little less of your day. What happened in March? We saw the total number of listings rise, but if you look at this total, very subtle change between December and March, I'm just not going to put a lot of weight into this. I think that this kind of shows that it's kind of flat right now. New listings, again, it's just a little bit of an increase over 25, but a bigger increase over 24. So for those of you who perhaps were hitting pause on shopping in 24 when rates are really high, and they're kind of almost at the same point right now in 26, then you'll see that there's a lot more offerings on the market, and that's good. Total under contract, again, the canary in the coal mines. I love to see this little progression right here. That means that buyers are confident and sellers are confident as well. Again, it's the willingness of one party to agree with the other, and we go under contract. What is the fallout rate? That often gets discussed, and that means the amount of contracts that get canceled once they have gone under contract. And this might be for inspection, title work, appraisals, perhaps financing issues. So what does that actually end up looking like? And unfortunately, this is not a statistic that is tracked at the local level. So if you're talking to friends, family, peers, you might hear terms like, the fallout rate or the cancellation rate. In our market, just a scratch of the chin number seems to be around 20 to 30% of homes that go under contract end up getting canceled. Average days on market, we're falling, and that is because it is starting to turn warmer and more homes are getting gobbled up. So if you take this number here, 61 days on market, and you look at the number of listings versus the number of under contracts, and as the number of under contracts rises and the number of homes that get listed kind of stays the same, you can see why days on market are falling. Total sales year to date, a little bit less than where we were at 2025 at the same point, but I'm not going to put a lot of weight into that. That's just not enough houses to really get excited about in the overall scope of things. Average price, this one kind of shocked me because, again, remember, average is the blend and median is the frequency. So 475 compared to where we were a couple months ago, a little bit of an uptrend from December. And here it's flat from January and down from November. So yeah, I'm manipulating the numbers to make a point, but we are seeing this weird bump and this kind of like up, down on averages. So it could be a combination of some higher priced homes that are selling in our market, or maybe a little less of the less expensive homes that are kind of pushing that number up in March, but time will tell. Overall, if you look at the number where we were at 562 versus 539, we are still in a general downtrend over the last rolling 12 months on both the median and the average sales price. Residential home sales versus condos. Again, I like to show this chart simply because it illustrates the disparaging difference we have in the inventory that's available for condos and townhomes versus single family. I mean, it's almost a 10-to-1 ratio. Let's go right into the seller analysis. So when I highlight this chart, I like to point out a couple of things before we get into the specifics. This is the percentage of homes right here that had to undergo price reductions in order to get their property sold. And so you have, the $500,000 to $600,000 price point, 415 homes sold, 152 took price reductions, 28.4% of them, and they had to take an average price reduction of 3.2%. So kind of right around $18,000 to $19,000. So that gives you an idea of what you as a seller might have to do in order to sell your home. And when we see kind of almost an even third across the board, obviously a little bit less up here at $1 million or $2 million, you still know that a price reduction is common and possibly likely for your scenario. So hopefully that helps. If you've got more questions about the market, please reach out to me, and I hope you enjoyed this much shorter video. Thanks.